Hello. Thanks, Belmont. You reminded me that I gotta make more gotta make more emotes. It's pretty specific, and I yeah, it probably was more applicable when I actually did console mods because I use it quite a bit. But hello, everyone. Wow, what a week! What a, what a week it's been on social media. Uh, well, I don't know. I feel very um, I feel very conflicted about whether or not to talk about the console mod slash uh, console mod slash make megahertz thing. Um, I don't know. I guess I won't for now. Maybe I'll just go over what we're going to talk about today, which is a lot more exciting. But yeah, there's a lot of confusion. Not to be fair, I'm also still confused. I don't think it's possible to resolve this dispute, whatever, without a lawyer. So that's my opinion. If you want more detail, we can at the end of the stream maybe we can go into it. But okay, hello everyone. This is exciting for more than one reason. It's my show. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, let's introduce what we're actually going to do, and then maybe later we can take a break and talk about that. So a couple things. I was just looking for just the normal Gravis gamepad because the normal Gravis gamepad looks more like a Super Nintendo controller. It just has this wonky D-pad. Doesn't have the buttons on the front here. It just has the 4 face buttons, so it looks like a Super Nintendo controller. But I found this for only $30 on eBay, $35. This is the Pro version, and it has a striking resemblance to a PlayStation 1 controller, I guess. Well, like a weird, it's like a Temu Temu PlayStation 1 controller, and it's sealed. So this is like a bunch of firsts. One I've had a joystick for my Windows 95 computer. I had a Microsoft Sidewinder, which was, admittedly, I thought it was pretty good. But when you're young and you only have that for a controller, you end up just using that for you try to use that with any game. So I played Doom with joystick, which is, I guess it's really not. It's all right. It's fine. It's just not. Yeah. So I never really had a gamepad per se. Oh, also I solved the seltzer dilemma last week. The seltzer that I had, it's not this one. I drank that one. The seltzer that I had was in the bathroom. So I never would have found it unless I went out to the bathroom. So now you know. So yes, the first thing is I don't know if this is good. The people in the comments on Twitter, there was conflicting comments. A lot of people said they liked it. A lot of people said they had this one or the base gamepad. I think it was LG. I watched an LGR video I think today about, they were talking about the Gravis ultrasound, but he has the gamepad, the original gamepad, and said that at the time that came out, that was a really popular controller. So I'm assuming a lot of people either had one or knew someone that had one. But I didn't really have friends that had computers at the time. I was really the only one. Well, I didn't really have that many friends. Oh man. Well, yeah. So, and it's sealed, so I don't feel guilty because I want to use it. It wasn't a lot of money, so I also don't feel guilty. And it's kind of, I don't know. I think it's cool. So it sounds like it is a Primus album. That's funny. So, yeah. It says we'll go over to the bench. I set up my camera so we'll get better footage. I guess I want to talk about. I don't know what I want to talk about. I'm not happy with my setup. my streaming setup because I watched older stream and I liked using this camera, my Sony A6600. I like using that a lot for my face cam. I just think it looks better. Gives me a little bit more control about zoom. It looks a lot better. I mean, it's not 4K, but the 1080 that comes out of it looks fine, I think. The C920 is not doing anything for me. Not like I need it, but not only that, I also have a hard time. The setup over here is ridiculous. Like, honestly, I'm kind of not regretting because I like it a lot, but I regret how big the C2, the 42-inch C2, just consumed that desk. I'll buy that for $1. Yep. Yeah, I didn't need to, I suppose. I didn't need to buy. Well, I wanted to buy a stand or a monitor arm for it, but I did not need to buy. You can't see it. I'm not going to mess with it, but I have the Ergotron, whatever, the heavy duty Ergotron that was like $400. I don't know why I bought that. It's rated to hold a lot more weight than the normal Ergotron, which is like $200. So, but the problem with it is, and you guys can't really tell, but there's a gap. By default, normally on monitor arms they have like two axes, right? They have like a hinge here, so you can kind of move it this way, but then usually you can move this part against the back, right? So like there's a hinge here also, and then it's fixed to the table. The bigger Ergotron, the heavy duty Ergotron, has a pin in it that prevents you from completely swinging this part around, and that's a good thing because in the summer or during the hot months I have a window air conditioner, so that sort of prevents me from swinging the C920 or the OLED all the way, the arm from hitting that when I raise my desk up and down. So it serves a purpose, but it also makes me lose like 6 inches of depth. I don't have a good way to read comments over there, so I've been just using my laptop, which is suboptimal. I really want to be able to control my stream from here, so that means I need like a mouse and keyboard. So I thought about getting a keyboard tray, a desk thing. I've already got the USB over there, so all I need to do is get a video output somehow over there. I don't know. I'm not happy. Plus, anytime now I put this over here, like there's that. Being able to manage the stream is one thing, but also I don't have a face cam or anything over there. So I don't know. Just I should have bought a digital. Yeah, I guess I could have bought a lot of things with some of that money, but I got a $15 arm for your. Yeah, that's the other thing. If I did get a microscope, I'd have to pull it out and put it. Like I'd have to lug it around. I just wish there wasn't such a big delay. Well, the delay, by default, YouTube forces that delay. I don't know how long it is. It's probably 30 seconds. Okay, you guys should write, whatever. It's probably like 20, 30 seconds. But it's because it's 4K resolution. So if I did 1080, it's lower. But hey, I'm gearing up for streaming the RetroTink 4K, which the RetroTink should be here tomorrow. I've been looking at the tracking, and it should be here tomorrow. So I'm super excited. I'll probably get that set up, do a little bit of preliminary testing. I don't know why you guys want to see me play. I'll probably skip the NES. I told you guys last week because I don't have an NES. Actually, that's a lie. I do have a top loader in here. Top loader that has an NES or the multi-out. However, the top loader actually doesn't have as good output. The front loader actually has better output. There's some, because of the layout of the PCB, and if Fred Herring was here, he would be able to vouch. There's a issue with the trace layout of the top loader board that makes it not as good as the front loader. Yeah, I know, we're getting to it. It's here. Oh, hey, Malenko. How you doing? So yeah, so oh man, should I talk about it now? That's exciting. I have to do car repairs and donate to I hate this heart. I wish that heart would go away. Oh, you have to donate to the stream. Yeah, that's a good should be a good cause. I haven't looked into whoever the charity is, but yeah, it's maybe someday I'll have to gear up for some kind of a charity stream. I don't know. Right now I'm just see, this is this is my time box of when I'm allowing myself to work on stuff. Streaming is a way. Streaming and barely preparing for streams is my way of keeping myself in check, because if I don't do that, then all hell breaks loose, and like retro consumes me all day, every day. Twitter, like editing videos, thinking about videos. Like I really do feel like the Ashita, making the Ashita video kind of broke me. It took me 3 months to make that video, and then the immediate following video just happened to be Project Stellar. Like that was going to be the next video that I was starting to make. And I wrote and rewrote script after script for that, because in order to talk about Project Stellar and everything involved with it, Stellar OS, the differences between the older Xbox HD Plus versus this one, there's a lot of detail that you need to understand, and that also sort of drove me crazy. I'm glad that I went through the process because I learned a lot, but I probably should have made the video anyways, because I need to get out of my mind. Like, I don't need to make a perfect video. I just need to make a video and move on. But like I said, it just is just ever consuming, and I lose track of my family and all these other things that I don't like that part about myself. So I know that's personal, but all right. So let's talk about it. Malenko's here. Someone said Bleem. I think that's the Malenko that is SirBios fame. So I'm gonna keep it quick. I'm gonna set the 9:30. If I'm still talking about this by 9:30, someone in the chat say stop talking about this. All right. A lot of stuff had happened at the same time. I'm talking about the DMCA thing, and okay. Also, again, I'm also not Dustin. I don't know if you guys know that I'm not Dustin. So any opinions are my own. A lot of it is kind of speculation, and like I said, I really do believe that it's not. A lot of the details, I don't even think it would be wise to go even by Dustin's word. I think a lawyer, like a copyright lawyer, would have to give the final say about whether or not X or Y detail. Oh, you're not the SirBios guy. Nice. Okay, so I'll just give you in my opinion, what happened and what I think was fair or not. So, I don't know who someone posted something originally about. There was an article on the console mod wiki, which I'm glad that people are using that, right? As far as like a location to keep anything really related to console modding. But the particular article, and I guess I don't know if someone else has coined it, but it's like this stellar bypass mod. This current Project Stellar, Stellar, I guess we'll call it Stellar Xbox HD Plus, is actually the third Xbox HDMI mod that Dustin has made. Let's ignore Xbox HDMI, but Xbox HD Plus, according to Dustin, he had to redesign it during the pandemic because the microcontroller was getting difficult to find. I think that's the story. But I think it also made sense to have that functionality, or either cost savings or otherwise, the functionality that was in the chip. He had to remove a chip from the Xbox HDMI mod itself. So the Xbox HDMI, there's a Xbox HDMI board itself, and then you might have a mod chip separate, right? Now with Project Stellar, there was a component that was removed from that board, but for all intents and purposes, I think the rest of it was the same. But the functionality that was removed from the chip, I think it was a microcontroller, was moved to the Project Stellar mod chip. So now that means that if you wanted to use the newer boards, and I think they were out of stock of the old, or getting low on stock of the, I think they're called Legacy, Xbox HD Plus Legacy now. So there was no or limited stock of that version, which basically means if you wanted to have an Xbox HDMI mod, you needed to use Stellar. There was no option because the new Stellar Xbox HD Plus only worked with Stellar, the Stellar mod. So somewhere along the line, someone came up with a way to use some kind of a microcontroller dev board to act as the missing piece of Xbox HD Plus, so that you could get a Stellar Xbox HD Plus, the one that has a missing microcontroller, to get it to work without Stellar again, if that makes sense. Which kind of makes sense because there's no other way to get that particular revision of the board to work again without Stellar. Well, until recently, because Make Megahertz designed basically the same thing, but he designed a whole PCB, so it's not using a dev board, it's using a PCB that he designed and laid out and is producing. So this thing that Make Megahertz had announced, it was maybe a week ago. I think it's called what? Xbox HD Plus Legacy or something. It's a way for you to be able to use the newer Stellar Xbox HD Plus boards again with basically giving it the same functionality that the original Xbox HD Plus had. So in theory, you'd be able to use it with any BIOS that was compatible with Dustin's BIOS patch, which for all intents and purposes is none other than the M8 BIOS, the original patch. So I think that's everything that I understand. So here was the scenario. That was like the day after Dustin announced this Legacy thing board to give that functionality back. Someone, I don't remember exactly who posted it on Twitter. But there was like a bunch of things happening at the same time as far as this article. Well, Modsville had a tweet too, but it was kind of like the same information that was also in the console mod wiki post. Essentially instructions on how you could do it yourself with a low cost dev board, which, just in case you're wondering, relies on a clone dev board. I mean, not that this changes the argument really, but it's a clone dev board, so it's not a legit STM dev board, and a clone flasher, ST-Link or whatever the heck it is. So none of those things are. If you went and found the legit versions of those the dev kit and the flasher thing, it would probably be the same, if not more, than Dustin's replacement board. So that doesn't really matter. I don't. That is not important to the what happened. But so there was a post on the console mod wiki on how to do this, how to use this dev kit to bypass Stellar, which it sounds scary, but it really means give the equivalent functionality that it used to have with just Xbox HD Plus. And I'm not looking at the comments yet. I'll look at it at the end, unless I miss something glaring. Not a clone dev board, the actual dev board. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm wrong. So it doesn't. Like I said, it doesn't. The one that people keep linking to is like, I can guarantee you that they're not real. They're like $1. Like, really, you're trying to tell me a dev board is $1? But that, like I said, it's beside the point. It doesn't matter. So there was a post on Console Mod Wiki, extremely vague instructions, and we could take a look. I have a hard copy. I'm not going to tell you who sent me the hard copy, or okay, a copy. And I hope it's not in here, but we could take a look at it quick, because this is relevant to. This is just, yeah, it's relevant. Okay. I hope it doesn't say in here. Okay. It's just a generic Discord thing. Okay, so this was the post. As far as I know, in its entirety, there's nothing else besides this of any importance. Maybe there was more links at the bottom here. And I don't know what this. I guess that's the name of the project, is Tapachi. I don't know what that means, but okay. So the instructions are pretty vague, right? So it tells you need this specific dev board. So these are all links to AliExpress, right? The dev board, the cable, the interface between the dev board and the link programmer thing, and the programmer. So that itself is not really, it's fine. It's just the tools that you need to do this thing. And there are some steps to, admittedly vague, right? Because it says flash the dev board with the HD Plus firmware using an ST-Link programmer. It doesn't tell you how to do that. I'm assuming it's probably pretty straightforward to flash anything using this ST-Link. I've never used it before, but I'm assuming flashing a firmware is pretty straightforward. But it doesn't tell you what HD Plus firmware or where to get it. And then the rest of it is wired up. There is a diagram somewhere. There might be a link in the links. There might be a link to Modsville's post, which actually does show you how to wire it, but it's trivial wiring. I think people keep talking about I2C or whatever, but it's very simple. Just once it's flashed, it's running some code, and you just connect it to your, you wire it to the Xbox HD Plus board. And then it acts like a normal Xbox HD Plus would before, I think. So this is the contents of the console mods page. But along with this, and at the same time, and I keep hearing people say that they're using the same keywords. What that means is, I think that somebody uploaded the I think I received one of these, the Xbox HD Plus, not Stellar, not HDMI. I think at some point Xbox HD Pluses shipped with a broken firmware or some kind of older firmware or something, and Dustin included in the package, he included the ST-Link flasher, which I have got somewhere, and the firmware either was available, either it was included somehow. I don't remember. There was this recovery firmware available, which could be used to update the Xbox HD Plus to fix the bug that was in the firmware, or whatever, the shipped firmware or something like that. Maybe it was discovered after people had it already, so you couldn't use it. You couldn't use this Xbox HD Plus until you flashed it with this recovery firmware. So there was recovery firmware, which I'm still kind of unsure if that means. Okay, we got 6 minutes, so I got to hurry up. I'm not sure if that means it's equivalent to the firmware that was running on stock Xbox HD Pluses. I don't know. So somebody uploaded that recovery firmware, which does have a license associated with this recovery firmware. So that's one thing. Someone uploaded that to archive.org. So I guess that means that you could use that recovery firmware as the HD Plus firmware referenced in this guide. And when they say that it had keywords, I probably means that it was, if you typed in just HD Plus firmware and not like the whole thing, not like Xbox HD Plus or something, you could find it on archive.org. to go along with these steps. Now again, I think that the steps are super vague. It doesn't link directly to the firmware here. But it's coincidental that both this post and the archive.org firmware, they were uploaded the same day or around the same time. And, they use related keywords so that you can find this firmware if you didn't have it. So that Make Megahertz did a DMCA. There's different types of DMCAs, but the archive.org, I think that's a super valid DMCA takedown, right? Take this firmware down because it has that recovery firmware. Comes with a specific license that says, you can't redistribute this, and it's only valid to work with Xbox HD Plus hardware. It says that specifically, that it only is valid to work on Xbox HD Plus firmware. So that hardware. So that basically narrows the scope of that allowed use of that firmware to just Xbox HD Pluses and nothing else. So technically, if you wanted to use it to flash this thing, that would be breaking this copyright. So that's what I think is true. And in that case, the archive.org takedown I think that was valid. Again, like I said, you'd have to have a lawyer confirm that, but that's just what I believe. It's pineapple. Tapechi is a pineapple wine. Oh, okay. Interesting. So the other, Dustin also did a DMCA claim or some other kind of DMCA thing that was a little less like, do this now, and more like, hey, you probably should take this page down, like a claim or something like that, to this post here, this console mods post, which is a little. There are other places now where you can find the same information. Modsville has a tweet. I think his tweet is probably still up, and there's also I think it's Xbox, OG Xbox, or some forum. There's a post by Nemesis with the exact steps also. Basically pretty much the same steps here. So there's a lot of assumptions that Dustin made, I think, that may or may not invalidate the DMCA claim based on a few things, right? So in my opinion, I think that you would have to, in order to make this post legit, I think that you would have to say, you dump the firmware from an Xbox HD Plus yourself, right? So you have to acquire the firmware in sort of the same way that people are saying that, okay, well, Stellar allows you to bypass DMCA and play burned games or this or that, but it's not the same. Dustin claims that what he's doing with Stellar OS, the BIOS patch, it constitutes fair use because of interoperability, which I take it as meaning he has developed this HDMI hardware to improve the Xbox hardware, the original Xbox hardware, and in order to make it work with an Xbox, he had to alter the BIOS. And the way that Dustin has come to patch the BIOS, we're getting it was only a minute left, is he's only looked at the binary. So what that means is you can dump the BIOS from your existing Xbox if you wanted to. And he just uses the 1.6 BIOS, the latest 1.6 BIOS, because it applies to any of the Xbox hardware. That's why he's using that one, because it's compatible with all the hardware. So he only did it one time, or he only did this reverse engineering effort one time on this newest BIOS. That's why it's using that particular one. So what he had to do is he had to map or document because the firmware is written in assembly, or it's not written, but it's compiled. So there's source code, which is human readable code that somebody at one point wrote out. Then they put it through a compiler, and it becomes this binary file, which is all assembly code that the Xbox hardware can actually do something with. And it's essentially, it's kind of gobbledygook. You need to like figure out line by line, okay, this line does this. It's obfuscated. It doesn't tell you what it's actually doing. I mean, obviously you could write assembly yourself if you wanted to, but I'm assuming this is a lot of code to go through. You had to say, okay, this line in the binary does this, write it down. This line in the binary does this, write it down, and move on to the next thing, and then just do that the whole time. And only then can he make a patch to the binary, meaning there's some program, which I guess he's integrated that into the thing that allows you to make Stellar OS on the web app or whatever. So he's got this integrated into it where it's just going to tweak a little bit of the binary. Actually, at this point, I think actually it's kind of the opposite. So like, never mind. I'm just going to keep it simple. So he's manually patching this binary file. He's not looking at the source code at all. So I don't think it's the same. I don't think, Dustin believes that he's covered under interoperability with the BIOS. I don't think that's the same as this case, because you would have to, in my opinion, for this to be legit, for this to be a legit bypass, you would have to get this HD Plus firmware somehow. So you'd have to dump it from an Xbox HD Plus mod. I've been told that that's not possible, or it's hard because it's encrypted or something. There's some hardware mechanism in the I think it's the microcontroller, the STM or something, that prevents you from easily dumping the firmware. So I don't think it's actually possible to do this unless you use the recovery firmware. But let's say, in theory, that somehow you're able to dump the firmware from a different Xbox HD Plus, right? It's my opinion that you can then use that dump firmware to make your own Stellar bypass. Now, people were talking about there was a line in the GitHub, and I have that's what Voltar was talking about today. There's this line here that says that Dustin removed from the Xbox HD Plus GitHub. So this is where all the source code for this project, the Xbox HD Plus project, would live. I don't think any of it is actually here. This repository is really, it has the patch. It has maybe some schematics of the board. I think so. It's like research stuff, and it has some STLs here, some other assets. But there, as far as I know, there are no source files or firmware files that live here or have ever lived here, right? But they believe there's a recent change here where this line that says firmware is shared under GPL v2 was removed. So GPL v2 is I think it's like I think it just basically says you would be allowed to use the firmware for whatever reason and distribute it however you want, I believe. But the uncertainty in my opinion comes from, well, this mentions firmware is shared under GPL v2, but if the firmware is not in this repository, then it isn't shared. So it sounds stupid, but I could see the case where people are trying to make that because there was a license for something that is called Xbox HD Plus firmware, that you could, in theory, apply that to a firmware, and you have to be specific because GPL, I know I went over the time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm almost done. You'd have to look up this actual license because this one says, oh, gosh, this is like a preamble. You may copy and distribute verbatim copies of the program's source code as you receive it. So that applies to the source code, not the firmware. Is there somewhere that applies to firmware? This may not even apply to firmware. I don't even know. But it mentions that you can copy and distribute source code. I don't know if it allows you to copy and distribute firmware. So if this applied the way I think it does, and if there was firmware at some point ever in here, then anyone would be allowed to distribute it under this license. But it was never in this repo, as far as I know, and yeah, it wasn't in this repo. So I don't know, but it's still vague whether or not you could apply this license to any Xbox HD Plus firmware, or if someone managed to dump it on their own firmware and obtained, this Xbox HD Plus firmware, could they redistribute it? And if so, could someone use that to make a stellar bypass? So that's why I'm saying, like, that's all the facts that I understand, and I can't come up with an opinion beyond that because it's difficult. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. So I hope that makes sense. GPL is credited. Bartleby, GPLv2 TLDR. You may copy, distribute, and modify the software. No, it's source code. It says specifically source code, so that's different. As long as you track changes data in the source file. So there's no source code available either. It's not neither. I don't even know. I don't even know what's in this repo. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I don't even know if it's worth going back and reading all these comments. I'm just looking at it. Archive was a valid takedown request. Yeah. So yeah, just going back to the DMCA thing, you could argue that if someone obtained the firmware, I don't think that the recovery firmware is off the table. I think that's off the table. I think that came with a license. Anywhere that I've ever seen it, Make Megahertz, Dustin showed me a folder yesterday where it contained both the recovery firmware with the license in the folder. As far as I'm concerned, recovery firmware is covered under that separate copyright. There's no way around, and it specifically says you have to only use this firmware. You can't give it to someone else. You can't redistribute it, and you have to only use it on Xbox HD Plus hardware or Xbox HDMI, one of those. However, there was never firmware in here, but I think you could possibly argue that because this license applies in this repository, if somebody had firmware for Xbox HD Plus, could they share it under the GPL v2 license? And if they can, then you could build this thing. So, and beside that, it's just my opinion. Dustin is trying to. He has a business, right? Like, by you doing the workaround where you need to buy the dev board instead of his thing, that's competing thing. So it's no wonder why Dustin is, it's an emotional thing all around. So all right, that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did look into the Nemesis clone thing, and I saw somewhere in the forum that he would only build hardware. So again, you would need to acquire Xbox HD Plus firmware to run on it. And it's the same thing that applies. I don't think it would be possible to do. And even then, why? In that case, it would be the same hardware. It's not different hardware. It's the same hardware. It's clone hardware. I don't mean that like sarcastically or negatively, but like, you just told me that you would rather buy a clone. It's kind of the GDMU thing. People say that they buy the clone and only buy the clone. They'll never support the original GDMU. I mean, that's basically what you're telling me. Which, I don't care personally. You can do whatever you want. But okay, all right, done. I hope that makes sense. If you have other little questions, you can bring them up. But let's open this. You guys remember the whole thing that we're doing? Okay, all right. Let's go over here. Oh, I got comments. Almost got comments. I'm to the page. I'm on the YouTube page. Oh, actually, I'm just getting comments. Sorry. Again, I'm bad at this part, guys. I'm sorry. I ended up getting, I don't know who was selling this for so cheap. This is super cheap. But when I build my Pocket Color, I'd used these black membranes. I bought like these Funny Playing replacement membranes for the Pocket Color, and they're terrible. They didn't work well. So I found an eBay seller who sold OEM, like 5 sets of OEM things. I don't know why I guess if you part them out, I suppose. But so I swapped it out for the for OEM ones, and it works way better. So I highly recommend if you're going to build a Pocket Color, even if the color scheme of the membranes obviously does, well, the select and start is nice for me, but because it matches that. But I highly recommend you just use the OEM ones. I mean, they're cheap on eBay, so. Okay, sealed. Nice. Yes. All right, let's do it. I don't care about the outside plastic. Where's my? Did I put it away? Yeah, I think I did. I'm glad that you guys are excited about the retro PC stuff. I know it's kind of like addictive. It's super addictive. It's not kind of like it is. Oh, Bleem, yeah. I don't know. What's the legality of Bleem? Is that still? I thought that kind of. I'm not like it matters for me, but I don't know. Actually, a lot of this stuff kind of is interesting because I'm not about to buy all these PC games. Okay, I guess this is it. All right, I guess we'll look at the box before I take the plastic off. Although there's no real. I don't think there's anything stuck to the plastic. So, you know what? I'm going to just open it, and then we can look at the box before I open it. Oh. I don't know why. It gives me pleasure to open something that's been sealed since 1998 or whatever, earlier. Oh. Does it smell like anything? Nope, not really. Retro PC stuff is huge. Yeah, and you know what? I'm curious. It feels like I'm surprised there isn't much or more crossover with retro PC people and like retro hardware, retro like scalar stuff, because I never really see LGR or anybody really talk. Well, I mean, I guess for most of the videos, it doesn't really matter as long as they're nice quality. Like you can get captures of graphics cards pretty easily, PC retro graphics cards pretty easily. But I'm just surprised that there isn't more scalar talk related to it. But I guess that's because the RetroTink 4K isn't out yet, and that is should solve a lot of problems with compatibility. However, I never tried the RetroTink 5X because I don't have a VGA to component adapter. If I had a VGA to component adapter, or actually no, I have to get a VGA to SCART adapter because the RetroTink 5X can do RGB HV through the SCART port. I want to see how the 5X works with PC stuff, because that would be cool. This could be your bit on, yeah, retro scaling. I don't know. I mean, I'm even outside of the hardware side, just getting stuff to work is crazy hard sometimes. Okay, so let's see. GamePad Pro. Grab hold of GamePad Pro. No, thank you. And get control you need to win. 3-year warranty. Yeah, that's nice. From when? Well, you're leaping vast chasms, navigating tight corridors, phrasing, or delivering a knockout blow. GamePad Pro translates your every move into an instant response and all-out action. Okay, fine. 100% digital, precision control, instantaneous response. 10 programmable action buttons. So I've heard, does that mean that all these buttons work? What about the 4-button controller? Built-in 2-player connector. Oh, look at that, because it's got like a dongle. That's interesting. Yeah, okay. With a flip of a switch, play DOS games that support Gravis GRIP, and all Windows 98 5 and 98 direct input. So is this where direct input comes from, or it's probably older than that? Okay, so the top, nothing special. Front, sticker. I'm glad that the sticker's on here because I think this is a cool box. I'll probably, this would be cool if I ever get a bigger house. I can make a cool retro room with the display and stuff. Okay, minimum system requirements, Pentium 60 megahertz or compatible with 16 megabytes of RAM. So I have, for reference, this white tower next to me here is a Pentium 133 megahertz, and it has 60 or 84 megabytes of RAM, something like that. So we're there. 640 by 480 monitor. Standard PC game port. This particular computer doesn't have a game port other than the one that's on the sound card, so I think that's pretty typical. Game port pass-through. Yeah, so you'd have to use the game port on your sound card. Windows 95. Hard drive, 2x CD-ROM. So I think there's a CD we can install. You need a mouse. Windows compatible sound card recommended. Ooh, tech support. Anyone call this number? Or email pcstick@gravis.com. Ooh, speaking of Gravis, I ordered stuff to make a PicoGus. So I'll be doing that. That'll be fun. So PicoGus is a Gravis ultrasound emulator thing, and there's some other stuff too. But it would be a new sound card that I could put in the computer here. GamePad Pro was good, but love the Gravis grip that came after it. Oh, interesting. Gravis grip. All right, let's do it. Let's open it. Ooh, look at this. It's got a cool long ways thing. It's not by the side. Calling it now, don't. Oh God. I wonder if that phone line is at use at all. Is Gravis even a thing? Who bought Gravis? Oh boy. Imagine it was all gross and moldy in there. It kind of smells like a dentist office. Oh, yeah. Like it was it smells kind of like that Novocaine kind of yeah, like the laughing gas kind of smell. Just like sterile, minty sterileness. Okay. All right. I think in here is a disc. We can. Ooh, the Gravis Experience. We can. 1998. I can look on archive.org and see if this disc is up there, and if it's not, I'll rip it and I'll put it up there. It doesn't look used. Oh, obviously it was sealed, so. Ooh, I see the little stick. The little stick is in there. Upgraded to the Sidewinder after this controller. Yeah, I want a Sidewinder. Number not in service. Aw, boo. Ew, what is going on here? Ugh. What happened there? I had some chicken fingers when they packed this in the box. Gravis GamePad Pro, quick install. How does that not look like a PlayStation controller? Come on, guys. Actually, yeah, this was about the same time as PlayStation 1 because it's 98. Plug it in. Plug it in. Oh, guys, it's because you're calling after 6 p.m. That's why you can't call that number after 6 p.m. Okay, FCC statement. There's nothing really interesting here. Using GamePad Pro grip. Don't know. I don't know what this grip mode is, but we'll come back to that. There's some buttons that we can switch. Using it in Windows, cool. Using the key set manager, oh cool, so you can map keys, that's neat. Sample key sets include Air Warrior 2, ATF Gold, Comanche 3, F-22 Raptor, Firefight, Havoc, Hellbender. Anyone heard of any of these names? Longbow Gold, Men in Black, Microsoft Flight Simulator, hey. Moto Racer, Nuclear Strike, Pandemonium, Pitfall. Ooh, Pitfall. Rocket Jockey, Sega Rally, USNF 97, Virtual Fighter 2, Wing Commander, Prophecy, Wipeout XL. That makes me want to play Pod Racers. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it. now it's time to take this guy out. Why does it like immediate? Ugh, gosh, come on, guys. Chicken fingers, really? Ugh, that's nasty. I don't think it's been used, but whoever in '98 packaged this did it like a slob. Gross. Maybe we'll have to take that sticker off. I don't know. And a little stick. Okay, well I'm gonna put the manual back. Ah, yes, this is like glued in there. See, it makes you kind of appreciate back then when all the stuff came in cardboard packaging, and that gives me super nostalgia when I watch LGR videos and he like unbox. I was watching somebody sent him a sealed IBM ThinkPad, and he unboxed it, and it's just like, it's very satisfying. The cardboard. What is this for? This is a controller for retro PCs. So this is a game port controller. At the same time, I do believe, actually Smoke Monster has a review. He has the Gravis GamePad. I think it's still the GamePad Pro, but it is the USB variant. So it has a USB plug in the Mac. This is the GamePad version. So you'd have to use the GamePad port on your sound card to use this. So that's pretty much it. Let's take this off. Like CDs that were in that huge sleeve. Yeah, big box PC stuff. I never really had any of that even as a kid. Or if I did, my parents just yeeted all the boxes. Not salty. All right, so I guess I'll plug it in and turn it on and see what games you can use. Let's see if I have any messages. Oh, I got a message. Okay, yeah, Dustin messaged me. Okay, so he's watching. Hi, Dustin. Or I don't know if he is anymore. But Dustin wanted me to say that GPLv2 applies to source code. Not firmware. Not binaries. So I don't think that makes a difference really, but yeah. Well, actually, it does make a difference if the whole thing is GPLv2 allows you to use and share or redistribute firmware. That is different than allows you to redistribute source code. So makes it even more difficult to acquire a legit Xbox HD Plus firmware. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have any good. I don't have a second camera angle or anything about plugging this in. Actually, you know what? I'll just. I'm pretty much done with the camera. Or actually, no. Well, you didn't even look at the thing. What the hell? All right. Yeah. I mean, do I have a PlayStation controller here? I'm such a scrub. I should have brought one up here. I think I've got one here. I do. Unfortunately, I don't have the. Oh, I might have one somewhere else, but oh, this is super yellowed. Okay, this is the PlayStation 1, which I'm assuming kind of took some inspiration. Actually, it's 1,000% the same controller. You can't tell me that that's not the same thing. Even the proportions of the buttons in the top. Come on, Gravis. Gravis. There's no copyright date. But shame. 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 They stole the shell. Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. There's no way. Well, okay, this little molding here is different. I thought it might be a little bit smaller or bigger, but it's literally the same proportions. All right, let's feel the. Okay, the D-pad is not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be terrible, but I mean it's as terrible as the PlayStation 1 D-pad. Actually, probably less terrible. I don't know if I would. I wish that they found some other way of attaching the little. Oh, Speaking of which, let's let the little stick. This will probably be the only time it is ever on there because I don't know if I'm going to use it. Maybe I will. Okay, well, it's plastic. It's plastic threads. That's a fail. Ugh. Thanks. I hate it. I mean, it doesn't feel bad. It sort of feels like a little tiny Atari joystick. This is not... Kids really do this? This is how you play the game? Yeah. What grip would you use? You'd have to use it like... This is not like... Okay. I don't know. Maybe it might be fun, but you could definitely tell that 1,000 kids broke this thing off because this is just plastic. If it had a screw... If it had a screw going through it, you know, metal, I could see that be a lot more durable because this part is metal. Come on, Gravis. Oh, that's funny. Back when Nintendo had the patent on the proper yeah, because they put the little nub in it and then they patented it. Yeah. Thumb on top. Oh my God. Oh, I can't even imagine. I just put that thing away. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, this is legit. Well, I mean, I bet you it would be fun for playing Tomb Raider. Okay, so here's the grip mode versus 2-person mode versus 1-person mode. Nasty. I gotta take this sticker off because that bothers me. Yeah, I don't know. Rev 4. Come on, Gravis. You just... Well, the cable is substantial. As substantial as the PlayStation one, thickness-wise, I mean. So, if you like the PlayStation controller, I bet you probably like this, which is bizarre. Well, I don't know. My my earliest experience with something that would ever be on a PlayStation is Tomb Raider, and I played it on PC. So, Pac-Man is great on it. Oh, I bet. Yeah. Okay, so let's untwist. And then I'm going to actually move. I'm done with this. Let's. Okay. I'm not going to swing it around, but I'm just going to plug this into the sound card. I don't remember the last time. What? Oh, it's the cord goes the opposite way. Oh well. No problem. Okay, nice. Cool. All right, let's fire it up. I've been liking this. I think I fixed some bugs. Last time I had issues with sound. Being low in DOS, but I fixed that by reinitializing the sound card in DOS. How tall am I? I'm 5'11", about 6 foot. So I think I'm pretty much. Oh, I want to play this game with Jazz Jackrabbit, but I'm not happy with how Jazz Jackrabbit runs. So you guys will see in a second. All right, so let's go. Oh, what happened? Did this not? Hello? Oh, that's right, I forgot. I put this on the floor. I wanted to put this on the floor earlier, but my PS2 mouse cord doesn't reach. If any of you guys know of a good project that allows you to use wireless peripherals, like a USB to PS2 conversion project or something, I think that would be. I want that. Like that would probably enable me to, if I had good enough wireless stuff, I could use the computer over there and sit down. If that makes sense. Okay, there's that. I gotta plug all this crap in. Actually, let's just do power. You know, it's funny. It took me so long to explain that the Dustin situation. I mean, that's how I felt when I was working on my Project Stellar script. I just kept like, oh, do I add this thing about the Stellar or do I not? Like, just drove myself crazy. Oh, I can't see shit. All right, guys, momentarily trying to figure things out. Okay, that's the mouse. I'll look at comments in a second. I know you guys are... They have them on Amazon, HID USB to PS2. Okay, I'll have to check them out. I did order some USB ports for this. Oh, my keyboard's over here. So I think, and there's drivers for Windows 98 for USB. So I'm hoping that I should just be able to use USB stuff. But, you know, sometimes you have to use PS2 stuff. So we'll see about that. Okay, last cord. And then we can turn it on. Okay. All right, main screen, turn on. We get signal. Yay. Okay. This? No. This. Oh. You know what I have to do? I have to... For some reason, every time I start the stream, I have to unplug and replug the cord. For the AverMedia card. And then it starts working. Why? I don't know. Oh, I didn't plug the audio cable in. Oh, I didn't even see. I should have looked and see if it was going to install drivers. We have audio. Yep. Okay. All right, I'm putting my headphones on. I should be able to hear. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay, sweet. Okay, let's go to drivers. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this my camera on the floor. It's kind of taking up my whole rig here. It's kind of in my way. Sorry, I know you guys are... See, this is why I wish I had a little webcam. Oh well. Okay, here we go. Hi. All right, so let's go to the drivers. Oh, it doesn't need drivers. Well, I just want to see, does anything show up in Device Manager? These are because I have them turned off in the BIOS. But we should still be able to see something, right? Huh. Okay. Game port joystick. There we go. Nice. Okay. So I think we're good. Now let's try. I'm actually going to restart in DOS mode. Okay. Oops. Hello? Oh, I can't. Okay, I couldn't see it. So I have a Sound Blaster. Well, it uses Sound Blaster emulation. I have the Ensoniq soundstage opus. And I know that Jazz Jackrabbit is supposed to be good with the Gravis ultrasound, and I don't know if it uses some kind of a software emulation thing to get it to work with the Sound Blaster, but if you guys can hear the crunchy, I'm gonna turn this down, it's probably blasting. What happened? No signal? Oh, it switched resolutions. Do you guys hear the crunchiness? Did I hear? This is analog. Okay, well, setup options? How do you set up joystick? Oh my god, what's happening? What's happening? My computer's going hyperspeed. Okay, help me. Oh. Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, maybe. Oh, stop. Oh, it just quit. Cool. Well, maybe. Well, let's try a different game, I guess. I don't know what other games are compatible with this. Is Doom compatible? Well, Commander Keen is. Actually, so here's something interesting. I got Commander Keen on here, and if I run Keen 1, right? Yeah. Look at this Matrox Millennium card. Has this weird color bug, right? So this is normally supposed to be blue, the Apogee logo, but it's like got this weird background, gray black background. So I'm just playing with the keyboard right now because I need to run a. Oh, and there's only PC speakers support, so that might be annoying. It's busted. That would suck if I bought a busted controller. But this is supposed to be gray, or at least this screen. So there's a color bug with this game and Matrox Millennium cards. So I downloaded. Somebody made a patch. Vogon's forum is amazing. I love Vogon's forum so much. Somebody made a TSR. I don't know what TSR stands for, but TSRs are like apps that you can load in the background and they continue working. So I think it's called Keen Fix. Then I got to run, I think it's just called Keen Fix. Okay, so now the TSR is installed, or running. Then I go back out to Keen. Commander Keen, and then Keen 1. Upgrade to ATI. So now it's fixed. So somebody made a little program that fixes it. So that's cool. Termate and stay resident. There we go. Yep. So that's pretty neat. So somebody made a patch. If you have a thing that doesn't work. All right. So in this game, if you press, I had never played this when I was younger. So excuse me if I'm saying things that are like super obvious maybe to you, but we've got to go to F4. I got to press F4 here. Yeah. F4 keyboard mode. Oh, no. This is whack, man. What is happening? Am I supposed to, all right, let's go back to Windows. I bet you there's I wonder if there's some kind of a utility. I don't know if you need to unload. Do you need to unload TSRs if you're booting back into Windows? I think that counts as a restart, right? But just for your information, if you're going to use this yourself, this patch, well, any TSR, you have to unload it by going, well, I don't know if you need to unload it, like I said, but Keen Fix, then you type Keen Fix /U, and that unloads it. All right, now we can restart. So that's suck. Who had this and like, it doesn't look damaged. It doesn't look like somebody opened it. Maybe the seal was a lie. Maybe they just had junk and they had a plastic, they had a sealer, and they just sealed it back up and sold it. It looks like the box has some growth on it too. I don't know. What the heck? Not sure. Maybe it was at a pawn shop and they decided to reseal it or something. All right, let's see. Is there like a built-in Windows utility or something? Oh, I also installed all these Microsoft Entertainment Packs. Here's a little story. So I remember playing this game called Chips Challenge. Okay, Chips Challenge. It has always looked like this for me. This game is sweet, by the way. It's always looked like this for me. Okay. However, if you try to download this game, just the DOS version. Actually, I read most versions because there's other platforms. There's one for the Amiga, whatever. If you try to play the normal version of Chips Challenge, we should be able to get to it from here. If you try to load the DOS version of Chips Challenge, ooh, I could have just tried the thing there. It looks like this. Looking control panel, okay. So it looks like it's supposed to look like this, but I know it the other way. So it's the same game essentially, but it's just they look different. I thought that was interesting. Now I don't remember how to get out of here. When in doubt, Control Alt Delete. Oh dear Lord. No, Chips Challenge, get out of here. Go, be gone. Oh. Now I have an annoying buzzing sound. When is that gonna go away? Really? Well, I hope you guys aren't annoyed by that, by that sound. Let's go to control panel. So I don't want to restart right now. Okay, so I see mouse, keyboard, game controllers. Yeah, there we go. Advanced. Standard game port. I could also look in the, let's see, add. This is a, Gravis Analog Pro or Gravis GamePad? This is not an Analog Pro, this is a Gravis GamePad. Let's see, are there any other ones? Oh wait, we have the software. Hold on, let's install the software. Alt F4. Oh, that's the normal way to get out. Yeah, I see. Yeah, the Windows version. Yeah, right. I was surprised when I saw the DOS one. It looked different. Sorry if you guys are bothered by the sound, but I'm too lazy to restart. All right, we got the disc in there. Let's go back. Oh my God, is this auto playing right now? Oh, nice.
Ah, you selected a Gravis controller.
Oh my God.
Nice choice. I will guide you in installing it.
This is the word.
The limits are few. Do you agree?
What? Look at this for a short license agreement. Nowadays it'd be like 800 pages.
Very good. Proceed with due caution.
Why? Why are you telling me to be cautious? Is my computer gonna explode?
Excellent. Please tell me where you would like the software installed.
Okay.
Thank you. Please select a program folder for the new program icons. Very good. Are these selections to your satisfaction?
I love it. Oh, that's true. Maybe it's the grip thing on the bottom. Let me read the manual. Oh my God. Here we go. From the set of devices, select the device. Okay, we have the GamePad Pro. Wow, okay, this is worth it just for the disc. That was a sweet A and B.
Congratulations! Your software installation is now complete.
Yay. Okay, I guess I need to install DirectX 5 with the glorious beep in the background. Primary display driver. I don't know what this means. No hardware support. Primary Direct 3D certified. What? Are these? Okay. I guess that means it's already installed. All right, let's read about the switch on the bottom. I'm assuming it shouldn't be in grip mode, because that's probably for specific. To view your setup and test your controller or change the setup so you can use 2 guys or 1 guy mode or another game controller. Select Settings Control Panel from the Start menu. Game Controllers icon. Game Controllers application auto detects a connected GamePad Pro, yep, or other Gravis grip device. To use 2 guys or 1 guy mode or change controllers, use add or remove. For 2 guy mode, add 2 buttons to oh, I see, wait. What does this even mean? I gotta back up. I skipped. What does the 3 different buttons mean? Okay, here we go. Using GamePad Pro, use this setting to play Windows 95, 98 direct input games and DOS games that support Gravis grip. Okay, use this setting to play DOS games with the second GamePad Pro connected, or anytime you want to use another 2-button 2-axis joystick or gamepad. All right, the 1-person switch says use this setting to play DOS games with a single GamePad Pro. In this mode, GamePad Pro functions as a standard 2-axis 4-button gamepad. Okay, so I'm guessing those games did not like being in the other mode. Oh gosh, now I need to re-add it. For 1-person mode, add a 4-button 2-axis joystick. Okay. That should work then, right? Check the gamepad's operation, select GamePad Pro from General tab, or 2-button 2-axis or 4-button 2-axis if you're using one of those, and click the Properties button. Properties. Test. Okay, okay. Does this mean I need to restart? Okay, you know what? I'm going to restart. Sorry, guys. So close. Oh, brother. So I'm also waiting on more parts for... I'm not even really going to call it Time Machine, because I think when Phil's Computer Labs talks about Time Machine, it talks about a PC that you can, in the BIOS, you can tweak the speed settings. I think you could do that. Well, let's see. I ordered a... What is it called? Oh, that Socket 939 motherboard. Yes, the MSI K8N Neo Platinum, Neo 2 Platinum. Finally, okay, here we go. I know, right? Nowadays, it's like, hey, my stuff's restarted. Okay, why? Why, do this? Well, let's test it with this Gravis mode. Well, okay. Okay, start select. Okay, I mean, It's working. What is the point of this little thing here? Okay, it's functioning properly. I think you need the one player one. Yeah, so switch to one player, but then it doesn't get detected here. It says for one player mode, add a 4-button 2-axis gamepad. Maybe I clicked the wrong one. Oh, they're different. So that's a joystick. So let's go to 2-axis. Oh wait, now GamePad Pro isn't here. Maybe if I just add a gamepad? Let's see if that works. Nope. Custom? 2-axis, 4 buttons. Special characteristics is a gamepad. Gravis GamePad Pro 1. Sure. It won't affect DOS. Okay. Oh, the software. Okay. Well, all right. Let's try it in one dude mode. It should be non-gendered. So one person mode. All right. Restart MS-DOS. Okay. Oh, it's called Jack. Oh, Jazz. Okay. Crunchy. Oh, there we go. Hey, sick. You have a Gravis gamepad. What's yes? Is there? Can you tell me what these buttons do? Sure. Okay, I think that worked. It didn't specify what the buttons do. Okay. Done. Hey, look at that. It works well. Nice. Let's try a new game. Good and easy doing our scrub. I didn't like the keyboard layout for this game, so maybe this will be better. Oh yeah. Okay, so what's interesting is this game wasn't running well. Oh, you can kind of see it here. Oh, let me turn it down a little bit. Oh, it's too loud. Okay. I guess I could have done that in Windows, but see how it's like it doesn't scroll well. I wonder if there's an update for this game for the Matrox Millennium. See, like it's difficult. It doesn't. I can still jump and stuff, which is nice, I suppose. These little floppy disks. I've never played this game, so don't troll me. Rabbits stink. You stink. Let's turn the sound effects up a bit. Does anyone know Maybe I should put it on. I even tried this because you can't change the resolution of this game, and I even tried it on low detail, and it doesn't seem to really do it. It's just doesn't really seem to change it. It's just stuttery still. So I need to figure out if it's because of the. Oh gosh. Also, it's not very sharp because of the OSSC. So I believe it's not scaling it at all. It's just direct output. Oh gosh, I wanted to be up there. Come on. It works. These games work a lot better. And an ATI. What ATI card is PCI for PCI for Pentium? I don't know if I want to get it. I think what I would like to do is I would like to build a machine, an era whatever, you know, specific computer for Quake. So a little bit later, this computer is 95 pretty much. I know it's running 98, but it came out in 95, and all the parts are from 95. The Matrox Millennium and the Sonic Soundscape Opus and the Pentium 133. Did a Voodoo Banshee? Would that actually work in this? So I was kind of looking for. I know you can get Voodoo 1s, and that works with the 2D card. So if I get a 3D card, like one of the earlier Voodoos, that might be nice. I don't know how it would. I don't know how well it would improve Quake, but. Probably missing a whole bunch of secrets. This playing with the controller is way nicer than playing with the keyboard for this game. It's kind of barfy because it doesn't scroll well. All right, let's play Commander Keen because I gotta find out if there's a fix for this game. But it runs well, and the controller works well. Let's try. I gotta run that TSAR. Clear. There is a channel I've been watching that has been repairing 3D effects cards. Actually, not Mike G. Jeff. Why can't I think of his name? Jeff Chen is repairing. He has a bunch of content on his Twitter about repairing them, like fixing the ICs. He's been practicing BGA resoldering. It's kind of fun. All right, so we want to go to F5. You can save the game. Oh, F4. Hold the joystick in the upper left corner and press button 1. Hold the joystick in the lower right corner and press button 1. Okay, did that work? Oh God, why? F4. What? Use the joystick. I don't want to. How do I change? Press F1. The keyboard doesn't work. Okay. F4. Hold the joystick in the upper left corner. Lower right corner. Huh. V switch 0. Oh my gosh. Okay, Commander Keen, really? Oops. Let's see. ATI and a Voodoo 1. What do you say ATI? What do you mean specifically? The Banshee is a 2D, 3D card that would be epic. Okay, I'll have to look at. There was somebody who was selling like a nasty looking let's get in here. Can I? Oh. Oh. How do I shoot? Oh, I don't have a gun yet. You know, get dunked on. It is 1,000 times easier to play this game with a joystick or with a controller. Oh, come on, forget it. There's something wrong with this game. I have the second game. Should I see if it affects the second game too? What's the shoot button? Oh, don't tell me I can only shoot. Wait, I don't have it. How do I pull up the menu? I think it... Oh, wait, the L and R buttons work. What? PCI Voodoo Banshees are 150 plus. Yeah, I don't love that. See, what makes me... All right, I'm out. Oh, wait, can I adjust this again? No. What was I gonna say? I was watching an LGR video where he was talking with a bunch of other YouTubers about what setups they recommend for people looking to get into retro PCs. And one guy was like really distraught. Like he thought that this was, I think the video was from 6 years ago. The guy thought it was like going to be the end of the world. Not the end of the world, but like the parts were going to just like, there's no sense in collecting retro PC hardware because it's going to die eventually. So I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. And I even think that with FPGAs, you could have, you're seeing it already with like the Pico Gus. So I'm excited to try that out. I'm curious how well that's going to work, but we're going to see a whole bunch of other projects, I'm sure. It almost seems like retro PCs are not yet like what retro console modding did to retro consoles. I think that modding might do to computers too. Does that make sense? I know that was a dumb way to say that, but okay. I think this screen is messing me up. I think the instructions here. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this works a little better. Oh, maybe there's just a problem with Commander Keen 1. ATI had the 3D Rage line, Rage Pro or Rage 128. So maybe I should buy that. Hold on, let me look at that. Hold on a second. I found an eBay listing that had 3 cards and they were of questionable. I'm not gonna just in case. Let me see. How do I see recently viewed? They're selling a Voodoo 3 3000 and creative Riva TNT Ultra and an STB Systems I don't, some other one, AGP card, some other AGP card. So I don't know. Or if you guys are not like I'm asking for donations, but if any of you guys want to hook me up or like give me a good price or something, that would be sweet. But if you have any of these things, I don't know if it's worth putting the money down for that kind of stuff. But I spent many hours at Best Buy looking at all of them, being poor high school student. The feels when the same thing happens 30 years later. Voodoo 3 is the 2D. Yeah, I know that's the AGP card. That's a combo. I just wanted to see if the other one was. I've heard that the TNT Revo is supposed to be good for 2D stuff, but I think somebody said last week that the Millennium is not bad. So, like I said, I don't really need to order a lot of parts. I'm kind of waiting for that motherboard, and because I have, that's an Athlon 64, and I have that Fire GL. So I don't need anything really, but just kind of perusing. Okay, let's go back to see Commander Keen. So that's strange how Commander Keen 2 is working fine. Just looks like Commander Keen 1 was not great. Oh, so I need to get over there. Oh, Pogo. Okay. So it seems to be working. Oh my god, it's reversed. Why is it going that way? Why is it facing the other way? Is there something I don't understand about how the pogo stick works? Okay, well, whatever. I got a drink. Give me the candy bars. Give me the burger. Yeah, give me all this stuff. Oh! Oh, that's gonna hurt me, isn't it? Yep. Rip. So this was these were the shareware games that id first made, right? This is their first game, Keen 1. It's back when they had their mail order business, and that's how they made money. Before Doom. I think this was like 91, 92. Not this game, but Keen 1. See the I can only go away with this pogo stick thing. It only allows me to go that way. Okay, that's strange. Maybe there is something wrong with it. Well, you know what? I'm kind of disappointed. I was not disappointed in unboxing it or installing it, but if it's doesn't have good compatibility, then what the hell did I buy it for? Yay! Oh, what? That guy pushes you. id Software. Little I big D. What? Little I big D. Yes. Huh? Is this a pipe? Or just a little thing? I don't know. Done. Huh? Is that Japanese? Or just random alien characters? Hey, a bunny. Oh, guess I can't go that way. Oh, okay. Wow, look at that guy. Bonk. Oh, guess I can't bonk him. I don't know if you guys can hear the PC speaker through my my microphone. Yeah, I'll have to Google that. I wonder if anybody knows what the heck's going on, but it makes the pogo stick makes it go backwards. Get out of my face, guy. Do I need to wait until I have a gun or something? Run! 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 Oh god, there's like 300 of these guys. Ah! Ah! Oh. Jeez, I got one Keen left. Probably should have just bought just a normal Gravis. Or I wonder once I get the once I get the USB ports here, if I could use the Mr. add-ons. What is it called? The Reflex. The thing where it swaps out the Super Nintendo controller cable for USB USB-C one. Well, I guess actually I didn't have to get what, a USB-C to USB-A converter. But maybe I can just use USB normal gamepad. I guess I should go up there, huh? Oh, I can't get back up there. No. Oh, can't get up there either. Might have doomed myself. Oh gosh. What is the point of being over here? What is the point of this? Oh gosh. Got bamboozled. Whoa! I'm sure there's some story there. You saved no cities. Nice. We did it. Yorple. Doomed. Yeah. Rip. All right. Well, let's see. Do I have any other games that make use of the? I don't have. I don't think I have any more DOS games installed. Does it work with Doom? All right, let's see. Options. Oh, you know what? I probably have to do it in. I probably have to run setup again. Choose controller type. Keyboard and joystick. What? Okay, well, let's just leave it on the default. No. Why is this off? Oh, it's not. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, Rage 128 Pros are like $20, really? Or $200. Huh. Center the joystick and press button 1. Push the joystick to the upper left corner and press button 1. Push the joystick to the lower right corner and press button 1. Oh gosh, this is awkward. Hey, it works though. How do I sprint? Oh, bottom button. I mean, whoever did the, see, I think this is because it's the shareware version, but I remember there being a button here. Was that added after the shareware version? One of these buttons does strafe. Oh, there we go. Hey, that's not bad. Wow, okay. If it's only 20 bucks, maybe I'll have to get one of those. What year did that card come out? And that's a PCI card? Well, I guess the Matrox Millennium is a PCI card too, yeah. Can't say I enjoy playing Doom like this, but it works better than here than it did in the Keen. Maybe it's just a Keen thing with this game pad. I'll have to Google it. On the outside of the columns in the room with the stairs. Oh, so they move it? Or did I just misremember what it was, where it was? Yeah, I thought it was over here, right? Yeah, I don't know. This is the shareware version. Maybe it's only the newer one, or the registered version. Because it opened a door over here. Because you're supposed to be able to get out here. This is that armor in that doorway there. Weird. Ah. Well, I don't hate this controller. It's nice. I mean, it feels just like, I was kind of worried that the PlayStation, it was going to be cheaper feeling than a PlayStation controller, but it's about the same. It's pretty high, high quality plastic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, if I can, I'll give you my thoughts after I look and see if I can fix the keen weird things. Oh, there's another way. It's in the halfway on the right side. Oh, it's too late now. Yeah, well, that's why I'm thrown off, because I used to know not all of them, but at least in that first level. I know where some of them are. I know where some of them are in this level, but. I got nuked. You tried 100% all the levels. The ATI Rage was released in April '96. Okay, so not that longer after this. Much longer. It was Rage, Rage 1, Rage 2, 3 Pro, 128, 128 Pro. Okay. I'll have to look it up and compare it. I mean, even if it's not better, if it's just the same generation, just has better compatibility, then maybe it's just worth it anyways. Who's shooting at me? I need to install like Wolfenstein instead because I've never played that game. I played this game a lot. Actually, I played Doom 2 more. I should install Doom 2 because that game I have more nostalgia for because that's the one I played first. Trying to strafe and figure out how to shoot at the same time. Oh God. Let's go to display. If you're a vintage PC gaming master race, you'll need a 3D Voodoo 5 6000. Is that like super expensive or something? Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow when I get my the 4K. I don't know if you guys missed it in the beginning. I should be getting my RetroTink 4K tomorrow. Super excited about that. So that means I think Sunday stream should be. I guess we'll take some requests, and you guys can tell me what you want to see. Also, I'm gonna try. I don't know. I don't like saying this stuff, but I guess it's it's fine. You guys, I should ask you guys to hit the like button more because I think I've heard that oh God, pinkies. That's supposed to help stream propagation. So I should hit the like button, but I should have told you that earlier. But if you want to become a member and help me acquire money so that I can buy a second Live Gamer 4K, I think eventually I'll be getting a morph. I hope I can get a morph from Dan. And then I would like to have dual scalar capture set up so I could capture both of them at the same time and do a side-by-side. Give us the CRT emulation. Yeah, I'm curious how it will be through the stream. So, comes with 4X 3DFX GPU chips on it. Well, how does that work then? Is it just has all of them and just you can change which one it uses? Here, let's do some. All right, I have to figure out why it's not working. Why Keen wasn't working. That seems like it was the only game. Well, I have to fix the weird scrolling issue in Jazz Jackrabbit, and I eventually will have the Pico Gus, so I'll have the Gravis ultrasound capability. Can I have the Pico Gus and this? Well, then I'd have to unplug the audio cable. But maybe if I get a little mixer, I can have both sound cards connected at the same time. That'd be funny. Or I could have one line out going into the other one. There was SLI. Okay, interesting. On the same card, on the same board. Interesting. A mod that yeah, that's still, we can, I still need to finish somewhere on the table is the core graphics that I took apart. But yeah, I do want to do the Wii mod. The Wii is disassembled already in, I think it's that. There's a bin over there. The Wii is disassembled already. That was my childhood console that I gutted when I was working on the Ashita. So it should be relatively easy to install it, but then all I have to do is what you call it? Oh no, you guys know my first name now. Whoops. Okay. What am I looking for? Let's see. I was so ATI Rage. Oh yeah, you're right. Geez, these are not that expensive at all. Is this a clone? How is this brand new? What? I don't understand. Unbranded AMD Fire Pro. And then parallel rendering. Oh, every fourth line on each chip. Wow. Okay, I guess that's kind of how SLI worked then, originally though, right? What do you mean, Obi-Wan? The core bot done yet? The core is not done? No, I got the parts to do it the correct way for the case that I have, the top side install, but we ran out of time in that stream, and I needed to figure out where the remaining sound signals go to, because that was an undocumented Turbo Nanza. How are these brand new? I don't understand what they mean. Is it like really a new thing? See, this one looks legit. I'm not like these look not legit. It's just I don't understand. I don't know what they mean. ATI Rage Pro. Okay, let's look at the timeline. So it was Rage 1. Oh, I see. Rage 1, Rage 2, Rage 3, Rage Pro, Rage 128, and Rage 128 Pro. So the Rage 128 Pro is the highest. Low profile. Okay. Low profile. Scanline interleave. I probably knew that at one point, but I think I kind of took SLI out of my brain after they stopped supporting it. Okay, so let's look up. I kind of want. So this computer's 95, the Athlon 64, and the motherboard, I think it's like 2003. So I still think there could be a build, like a possible like Quake build in between that. It's like early 3D, because I think the Fire GL card is probably gonna kick the crap out of like most early 3D games, which I don't really want. Like I want it to run well, but I also don't want it to like, be not authentic. I don't know why it matters that much, but I suppose I just want to know, like I want to have the information so that I can suggest to other people whether or not it's worth doing. Okay, so the first Rage came out in '96. 3D Rage. So if I type that in, ATI 3D Rage 1. Or they just call it the Rage. Let's see, Rage 96 to Rage 128 Pro 1999. Okay, so it's not real. It's kind of the same ballpark, but they're not 3D cards, right? They're 2D cards, I think. Voodoo Banshee might be cheaper. Then you need a NVIDIA GeForce 4 AGP. Okay, so I still need. Well, so what CPU would that be good with? Pentium 4 or Pentium 3. I tried looking at Pentium 3 because you guys were talking about them last week. The Totalum or whatever. That Pentium 3, the latest. It was like the latest revision of the Pentium 3 that had a die shrink. Yeah. I think that has AGP. But those motherboards and stuff are like $150. Like I would rather buy a mid-range Pentium 3 or something, like a pre-built, and then see if I can well, yeah, that's the other thing too, is I kind of want to see what's available for pre-builts in that segment too. Because I kind of feel like people that are getting started might find better deals by just getting a build, like an already built OEM build, you know? Tauletin. It's the last revision of the Pentium 3 that runs at 1.4. Yeah, and that's so close to the 2 gigahertz, right? The Athlon 64, you can get them low, like the low 2 gigahertz. I mean, not like it really matters, but Pentium 2 would be good for Quake 1. Well, yeah. So what about Quake 2? Like, I guess like, what are other 3D games that are Quake? I know Quake 1 is kind of weird because it's like pretty much software only rendering, right? It's not like a 3D specific game. But I know Quake 2 was. Pentium 2 would be good. Yeah. All right, let's see. Rage 2C? Rage Pro? What happens if I put Rage 1? Nope, not what I wanted. Rage XL. Not Mach 64 GT. Okay, so when it says greater 3D performance, does that mean it's 3D accelerated? Or when they talk about Voodoo having this 3D acceleration, they have a specific like API that they only support on that card, right? Like is it Glide or something like that? Because my original retro PC gaming experience kind of started with this era. So like early DOS game, well, not early DOS games, but late DOS games, I guess I would say, because at the time I just didn't know that there were earlier computers that people gamed on before that, like 8086, 286, 386, 486. So there's a whole bunch of games from that era. When I think DOS games, and I say early DOS games, I really mean like the kind of games that I was playing: Commander Keen, Jazz Jackrabbit, Doom, Wolfenstein. Yeah. All right, so what year was the Rage 2? Ooh, new triangle setup engine. Ooh. Oh, there's a laptop card. That's neat. ATI Rage XL was a low-cost Rage Pro base card. Lower power chip with a capable 2D, 3D acceleration. Okay, so some of these do eventually have 3D acceleration. Is that in the original? 3D Rage. Oh, I mean, it's in the name, 3D Rage. Come on. 3DFX is the Glide API. Okay, check out PCI SFF. Small form factor, probably. NVIDIA GeForce 4. Okay, let's look at that up. So I guess right now I'm looking for suggestions for alternatives to the Matrox Millennium that I have. So I'm not looking for, well, it would be nice, I guess, if I had a card that would make Quake 1 run better, but I don't think I'm ever going to focus on this computer running 3D games. Yeah, like Quake and beyond better, you know what I mean? I hope. Because I have the Athlon 64 machine. But I don't love the fact that I have to use the Athlon 64 machine. I would rather have a more native machine for those games instead. But I'll build it up to that, you know what I mean? Because I'd like to have a collection of a couple different. Rageline can run 3D games, but they didn't have the wide compatibility. Okay, so it's just missing the glide. So it just has 3D acceleration, meaning it just can run faster and run the software rendering better. Okay, so this is that laptop card. Okay, what was I looking up? GeForce 4 MX 4000. GeForce 4 MX 4000 is a PCI card that, okay. Okay. So I would just need to get the, I could probably just find, I probably could find a 3D print that would make me be able to use these. If these small form factor cards are cheaper, I could probably get, oh, here's one. Oh, this one's AGP. I could probably get the bracket because I doubt this person has the bracket. Whoa, look at that. Composite. So I could play on my my little mini CRT. That'd be cool. That's a cool setup. Wait, does this person have the stickers still on the hole covering the holes of the VGA ports? Okay, GeForce 4 was way, actually doesn't say on here. At this point, it's like I'm just kind of making up the rules that I'm trying to follow myself, but I don't know. Might be interesting. It's more of a, this guy's already, he's ready to box it up and send it out. He bagged it up already in the screenshots. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm going to sign off in a minute. While I got people in the chat that are somewhat knowledgeable, I want to just ask some questions quick. Okay, it was early 2000. Okay. So this might actually go better in the Athlon build. Let's see, because I have this. Let's just look socket 939. Oops, shoot. Okay, socket 939 is 2004. So that's way newer. So I'm not really, okay. Shouldn't ship it in a bubble mailer? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's ever had a static electricity problem. Yeah, I mean, I can understand. Well, it's interesting. Well, because nowadays it would be like you buy a CPU and then you probably are more likely to upgrade your graphics card several times within you having this computer, which is weird. You know, it's definitely strange to think about. It might be the reverse. Actually, no, it'd probably be about the same. But I don't know. I don't remember because I never built a PC until much later. The first PC that I personally built was a Core 2 Duo. I had somebody built me an Athlon 64 build at the time. I'm trying to think of what card I had, what graphics card I had. I remember upgrading the original because I had a budget when that it was a friend of the family built me this Athlon 64 computer. I remember having a budget, so he probably didn't give me a very good graphics card, but I needed everything. I needed the monitor, I needed mouse and keyboard and everything, the case and everything. But then later on, I remember upgrading the graphics card so that I could play Counter-Strike Source because Counter-Strike Source didn't run really well. So I got this graphics card that actually had a bug that made the textures purple if you tried to turn on the anisotropic filtering. So I remember that distinctly, and that was a GeForce card, but I don't remember which one. And it was I vaguely remember 5,000 something, but it also didn't have a fan. It didn't have a fan yet. It was just a heatsink, I think. More than the post office will destroy it. Yeah. If you get a faster PCI card for Pentium 1, it can run 2D games at 3D pretty fast. Okay. Still getting the Windows 98 driver from this card. Yeah. Got it. So it's bottlenecked by the processor. Just kind of like using a cheaper 3D card, but bottlenecked by the CPU. First PC I helped build was a Cyrix 133. What is Cyrix? With 16 megabytes of RAM. That's crazy. Okay, I just want to look. So this is an option. I mean, they're pretty dang cheap too. But I like the ATI, the Rage cards seem very appealing. But let's look at Banshee, and then I'll be done. But I need a Banshee PCI. What is it called? Voodoo? It's still called Voodoo. And so this is the 2D and 3D card mixed together. I love the fact that it's an Ensoniq. Does that mean it has? Wait, so that means Ensoniq is the board partner that built it? That'd be funny if I got this because it would match my Ensoniq soundstage. 1998. I mean, we're close. This is not bad. Oh, it's AGP. Why did I? Oh, come on, so close. Was it that much further after 98, or it was around that time that PCI went to AGP? Cyrix was a CPU brand. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's. Oh, they made Intel clones like AMD. Wow, see, there's all this stuff that I didn't even know at the time. Like Matrox is like a huge brand. Like people talk about that a lot. Matrox cards. Never heard of it before. Like 3 days ago. Voodoo Banshee PCI would be the card if you could get it with no limit on money. Okay, got it. Thanks again for the forward adapter. Yeah, it matches it. Yeah, I thought it might be similar, Belmont. And yeah, I really want to get some filament to match this gateway. I really want to color match the gateway. So I found the annoying thing about the also I have one more. I keep saying I have one more thing and then I'm going to leave, but I found a 3D print, someone on Printables or on Thingiverse. This is where my CF to IDE adapter goes, but it's a StarTech brand one, so it comes with this 3.5 inch dry bay thing. So I bought the 3.5 to 5 1/4 converter thing. So it kind of looks goofy, and they're both black. I mean, I guess they're color matched in that way, but it just looks silly. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's sort of goofy, but I don't have a good enough color. Where is that thing? I don't have a good enough color. I have this gray, but I don't have anything that's tan, like that like very light beige. I have this tan, or this gray. So I might print that, so it would just allow me to put that StarTech adapter in a solid gray 5 1/4 bay, which is what I want. I don't want to put it because the StarTech adapter is cool because it comes with a bracket that lets you put the CF to IDE adapter in the back, in the where the PCI slots normally go. But that's a pain in the butt because it's nice to be able to. I have a compact flash adapter, so I can turn the computer off, unplug the CF card, plug it into here, and then copy the games over that way. Okay, so some stream, I would like to dedicate a stream to building a GoTech to flash floppy conversion. So I have a pretty standard GoTech flash or floppy emulator thing, but I hate the 7-segment display. It's just annoys me, and I just want to add the rotary knob. So I got all the parts in the mail. So I printed this last week. This is just a replacement shell for the GoTech, but it has the hole for the rotary knob, and it has a wider display thing here for this OLED screen. So this OLED screen actually has a readout of I don't think it's a readout of the files, but I think it's a readout of what the image name is. So if you had a bunch of floppy images on here, you can use the rotary knob and just look at the file names to select them. So I want to convert my GoTech to this one stream, and then we have to flash some firmware. But it's pretty easy. You don't need any other tools besides. I think you don't need any other tools besides a mail to mail, or is this mail? Yeah, I guess this would be mail. USB cable, so you can flash itself with the USB port on the front. You can flash the microcontroller with it. So and the OLED is white, so it's like just a little more subtle. So looks like a turbo. I guess it does. Yeah, I guess it's nice, but I never I didn't have any nostalgia for turbo because turbo wasn't really a thing with the Pentium Pro that I had. Or it was always turbo. There was no not turbo. I think actually in the BIOS you could turn turbo off. But I can run an AMD K6 233 in socket 5. Really? I was thinking about that because I was wondering, I can't run any of the MMX processors because you need socket 7, and I don't think it's not worth it. Definitely not, because it would cost me more than I bought that computer for, to buy a socket 7 motherboard and a socket 7 CPU. I looked up socket 7 motherboards, and they're like at least 150, if not more, because that was a very popular socket for early Pentium and MMX stuff, depending on which one, obviously. This monster behind you been dancing? Ah! I'm old. I used to have a sub to Computer Shopper magazine so I could mail order PC parts before the days. I remember, not that, but I remember like Electronic Gaming Monthly. I used to get those about the time of the GameCube, so maybe it was a little bit later. But I had at least 20 or 30 issues of GamePro and Electronic Gaming Monthly, and I loved those every time they came out. But I can imagine. Oh, I used to also get I used to be into paintball, so I used to get these paintball magazines, and I would like see all the high-priced paintball guns, and like, oh, like that. For some reason, as much as I want to be able to afford those nice things, just the satisfaction of having the magazine and like looking at the stuff is, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, so I'm excited for the GoTech thing, flash floppy thing. Okay. Matrox was huge back in the day. They had multi-head cards back in the day. Huh. All right. All right. That's pretty much it. Thanks, everybody. If you have any questions if you made it this far and you have more questions about what I think about the Make Megahertz thing, if you're watching the VOD here and you skip to the end or something, and go watch the part where I talked about it first, and then if you have any questions, you can ask me. Like I said, I don't think there's not a super conclusive conclusion, a conclusive conclusion, really, about that. It would need to have like a lawyer comment about it. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Ooh, Sunday. RetroTink 4K. Super exciting. All right. Thanks, everybody.